The clock is ticking. Can you feel it? Not a clock on the wall, with hands of wood or metal, but a great, cosmic clock, whose every tick echoes in the chambers of your soul. There is a current running through the world, a whisper beneath the noise of your days, a feeling that you are standing on the edge of something immense and unknown. For centuries, my voice was a forgotten echo, a melody preserved in stone and parchment. I am Hildegard, and I have been sent to you now, in this moment, because the time for sleeping is over. A great veil has been draped over the eyes of humanity, a soft, comfortable fabric of distraction and noise, lulling you into a slumber while the world shifts beneath your feet. But your soul was not made for slumber. It was made to see. If this message has already touched your heart, like this video, subscribe and comment with the word prophecy. You are not here by accident. You were guided to this exact moment, to these words, because a part of you is already awake and searching for the truth that has been hidden. You have felt it, haven't you? That quiet ache of loneliness, even when surrounded by people. That sense of searching for a home you can't quite remember. This is not a flaw in your spirit. It is the most sacred part of you calling out. It is the memory of light, the instinct that knows you were made for more than shadows. For generations, this feeling has been dismissed, labeled as melancholy or discontent. But I am here to tell you, it is your greatest strength. It is your inner compass, trembling as it points toward the dawn. The message I carry is not one of ease, but it is one of profound hope. It is a map, given to me in visions of living light, to help you navigate the times that are unfolding. But this is not a voice of judgment. It is a voice of warning, a loving hand on your shoulder, gently shaking you awake before the storm arrives. What is coming is not just a change of seasons or a turning of political tides. It is a fundamental shift in the very fabric of existence, a separation of what is real from what is illusion. And in this great sifting, you must be anchored. You must know where you stand, not in the world of men, but in the landscape of your own soul. Something was shown to me, a vision not meant for my time, but for yours. It was a key, forged in divine fire, intended to be turned in a lock that has been sealed for an age. And you who are listening now, are standing before that very lock. The key is being offered to you. Will you take it, or will you turn away, convincing yourself that the dream is more comforting than the reality that awaits? The comfort of the veil is tempting. It promises no struggle, no difficult choices, no need to look at the darkness that has gathered at the edges of the world. It asks only for your awareness, your attention, your divine spark, in exchange for fleeting comforts. But your soul knows the price is too high. It cries out in the silent hours of the night for truth, for meaning, for the brilliant, terrifying, beautiful light of what is real. I saw the path ahead. I saw the dangers disguised as pleasures, and the miracles hidden within challenges. They called me a prophetess, a sibyl of the Rhine, but I was only a feather on the breath of God, carried where He willed, showing what He wished to be seen. And what He wished for you to see now is of the utmost importance. It is a truth that will either liberate you or leave you chained, depending entirely on what you choose to do with it. Every word that follows is a step on a path that leads away from the encroaching shadows and toward a light you have only dared to dream of. You have already taken the first step by being here, but the journey has just begun. The veil is thin, but it is still there. My voice is here to help you tear it. But what exactly did she see, and why now? Part 2, a direct call to the heart, approx 1,000 words. Come closer. Let the noise of your world fade away for just a moment. I want to speak to you, not to the roles you play, not to the name you carry, but to the silent watcher within you, the one who has carried every wound, celebrated every secret joy, and borne the weight of every unspoken fear. I see you. I see the quiet battles you fight when no one is watching, the strength you summon each morning just to face another day in a world that feels increasingly foreign. You have been waiting for a sign, for a voice, for a glimmer of light that proves you are not alone in what you feel. This is that sign. This is that voice. You have learned to live with a certain level of pain, haven't you? A low hum of anxiety, a sense of loss for something you can't name. You have built your life around it, like a river flowing around a great stone. You have become so accustomed to the weight of it that you barely notice it anymore. But it is there, draining your energy, clouding your vision, keeping you from the boundless joy that is your birthright. You have been told to be strong, to be practical, to ignore the whispers of your heart. You have been taught that your sensitivity is a weakness, that your deep yearning for truth is a fantasy. They were wrong. That sensitivity is your connection to the divine. That yearning is the engine of your awakening. Do not let them shame you into silence. The world is so loud, is it not? Shouting opinions, demanding your attention, selling you fears and desires that were never yours to begin with. It is a storm of noise designed to keep you from hearing the only voice that truly matters, the one that speaks in the stillness of your own heart. It is in that deep, profound silence that the truth waits. Not a complicated intellectual truth, but a simple, resonant knowing. The knowing that you are loved, the knowing that you have a purpose, the knowing that you are part of a story far grander than you can possibly imagine. But the world fears that silence. It will do anything to keep you from it. It will offer you endless distractions, endless dramas, endless reasons to be angry or afraid. Because in your silence, you become powerful. In your silence, you reconnect with your source. In your silence, you remember who you are, and a soul that remembers who it is can no longer be controlled. This is the secret they do not want you to discover. This is the power they have tried to make you forget. The power to stand in the eye of the storm and be at peace. The power to see the world's illusions for what they are. The power to choose love when everyone around you is choosing fear. I know you are tired. I see the weariness in your spirit. The path has been long, and you have walked much of it alone. But I am here to tell you that your solitude has been a preparation. It has hollowed you out so that you could be filled with something new. It has strengthened your spiritual ears so that you could hear this call. Do not despair. Do not believe for one moment that your struggles have been in vain. Every tear you have shed has watered the soil of your soul, preparing it for the seed that is about to be planted. The darkness you have endured has made your eyes capable of seeing a light that would blind others. You are ready. Now is the time to make a conscious choice. The path of least resistance will lead you back to the comfortable sleep of the masses, back to the noise and the distraction. But another path is opening before you. It is a path of light, of courage, of remembering. It requires you to be awake, to be present, to be brave. It will not always be easy, but it will lead you home. You must choose it, not just once, but every day, every moment. Write in the comments, I choose the light. Let this be your declaration, your first step on this new path, a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive the grace that is waiting for you. This is your moment. The wait is over. The signal is being sent. And it was in this silence that Hildegard had the vision. Part 3. The Vision of Saint Hildegard. Approximately 900 words. It did not come through my eyes. The eyes of the flesh are so easily deceived. It came as a living light, pouring directly into the soul, a knowing that is faster and more true than thought. Imagine, if you can, a darkness not of night, but of forgetting, a world asleep, dreaming restless dreams, while shadows lengthened and grew bold. It was into this sleeping world that the vision came. First, there was not a sound, but a resonance, a vibration that shook the foundations of my being. It was the universe holding its breath, waiting for a note that would change the song forever. And then it came, the sound of a great trumpet, not of brass or of air, but of pure creation. It was a sound that did not travel to the ear, but bloomed from within, a celestial tone that commanded every atom of my being to pay attention. It was the sound of an awakening, a divine alarm clock for a slumbering creation. It was not a sound of war or of anger, but of undeniable, irreversible truth. It was the sound that separates what is to be from what has been. Can you hear a faint echo of it now, in the depths of your own spirit? The call to wake up? With the sound of the trumpet, the darkness did not flee. It was pierced. A single ray of light, brighter than 1,000 suns, broke through the veil of the world. This was not the gentle light of dawn. It was a blade of pure, conscious light, a spear of lucidity that cut through illusion as if it were smoke. It illuminated everything, not just the surfaces of things, but their very essence. It showed the fear hiding behind pride, the pain hiding behind anger, the divine spark sleeping within every living thing. Nothing could hide from this light. It was the light of absolute truth, the kind that both terrifies and liberates. What does such a light reveal? It shows the rot in the foundations of the world's great towers. It shows the cracks in the masks that people wear. It shows the chains that people have willingly placed upon themselves, believing them to be ornaments of safety and status. It revealed a world addicted to shadows, in love with its own cages, and terrified of the very freedom its heart cried out for. Can you imagine a light so pure that it makes all falsehoods unbearable? That is the light that is beginning to dawn upon your world now. This is why there is so much chaos, so much confusion. The lies are being exposed, and the shadows are thrashing in their final moments. The vision showed me two paths branching from this moment of revelation. One was a broad, well-trodden road that descended back into a more sophisticated darkness, a comfortable illusion with new and more enticing distractions. The other was a narrow, steep path that climbed toward the source of the light. It was a path that required shedding everything that was false, every weight, every lie, every fear. It was a path of relentless self-discovery and courage. The trumpet was the call, and the light was the illumination of the choice. The vision was so powerful, so overwhelming, that it left me weak for days. But the message was burned into my soul. It was a sacred trust, a warning and a promise to be delivered to a future generation that would stand at this very crossroads, a generation that would have the opportunity to make a choice for the entire planet. Your generation. You are the ones I saw in the light. It is for you that the trumpet sounds. What she would see next could only be revealed later. But this first vision was the key to everything that followed. It was the moment the cosmic clock struck the hour. The choice seems simple, does it not? Light over darkness, truth over illusion. But the vision showed me just how seductive the shadows could be, and how much courage it would take to walk the narrow path. What was at stake was far greater than she ever imagined. Part 4. What is at risk? Approx 900 words. You must understand what this choice truly means. This is not a game of cosmic good and evil played out on some celestial stage. The battleground is your heart. It is your attention. It is your belief. The vision showed me what is at stake. What could be lost if the call is ignored, if the world chooses to roll over and go back to sleep. It was an image that has haunted me across the centuries, and one I must share with you now, not to frighten you, but to awaken the fierce protector that lives within you. I saw a great tree, ancient and magnificent. Its roots plunged deep into the heart of the earth, drawing up wisdom and stability. Its branches reached for the heavens, communing with the stars, breathing in divine light. This tree was humanity. It was you. Each leaf was a soul, connected to the whole, nourished by the same source, dancing in the same celestial wind. It was a thing of breathtaking beauty and harmony. But then, I saw a strange fire begin to burn at its roots. It was not a hot, consuming fire of passion or destruction. It was a cold fire, a fire of apathy, of disconnection, of materialism. It was a gray, smokeless flame that did not burn the roots, but slowly, imperceptibly, froze them. It severed the connection to the deep, nourishing earth of spirit. The roots, no longer able to draw life from their source, began to wither. And as the roots withered, the leaves on the magnificent tree began to brown at the edges. They lost their luster. They began to believe they were separate from the tree, competing with each other for the last drops of fading sunlight. This is the great risk. It is not a sudden apocalypse, but a slow, quiet fading, a spiritual ice age. It is the danger of becoming so lost in the world of things, of screens, of shallow arguments and fleeting pleasures, that you forget the magnificent interconnected tree to which you belong. You forget that your true nourishment comes not from the world, but through the world, from a source deep within the earth and high in the heavens. This cold fire whispers to you that you are alone, that you are just a fragile body destined for dust. That meaning is something you must invent, not discover. It is the ultimate lie. Look at your own life. Where do you see this fire? Is it in the endless scrolling that leaves you feeling empty? Is it in the chase for money or status that never quite satisfies? Is it in the fear of others that keeps your heart closed? Is it in the cynicism that dismisses beauty and miracles as naive fantasies? Be honest with yourself. This fire is subtle. It promises comfort and delivers numbness. It promises connection and delivers only a shallow echo of it. It is the slow death of the soul by 1,000 tiny distractions. This is what is at stake, not just your own personal happiness, but the vitality of the entire human tree. For when enough leaves forget they are part of the tree itself begins to die. The world you see, with its increasing division, its loss of meaning, its worship of the superficial, is a world where the roots are freezing. The choice to walk the path of light is not just for you. It is a choice to send a current of warmth and life back down into the roots. It is an act of healing for the entire collective. Every time you choose silence over noise, love over fear, truth over illusion, you are helping to thaw the frozen ground. Do not underestimate your power. You are not just a passive leaf. You are a conduit for the life force of the universe. You can choose to close yourself off and wither, or you can choose to open yourself and become a channel for the very light that can melt this cold fire and restore the tree to its full glory. The choice is yours, in this moment and every moment that follows. Share this video with someone who needs to open their eyes now. We need every soul to remember its connection, to feel the life of the tree flowing through it once more. Before this happens, you must stop for a moment. Part 5. A symbolic ritual of connection, approx 900 words. Now, the theory is not enough. The knowing must become a feeling, an experience. The truth must move from your mind into the very cells of your body. I want you to join me in a small ritual, a moment of sacred connection to anchor the choice you are making. It requires no candles, no incense, only your presence, your willingness. If you can, find a quiet space where you will not be disturbed for the next few minutes. If you are driving or unable to do so, simply bring your awareness inward. But please, be safe. For those who are able, I want you to sit comfortably, with your back straight, as a sign of your dignity and connection between heaven and earth. And now, gently close your eyes. Close your eyes to the world of distractions, to the demands on your time, to the illusions that dance before you every day. Let that world fade away. Take a deep breath in, imagining you are breathing in pure golden light. Feel it fill your lungs, your chest, your entire being. And as you breathe out, release the tension in your shoulders. Release the worry in your mind. Release the fear in your heart. Let it all flow out of you like a gray cloud, dissolving into nothingness. Let's do that again. A deep breath of golden light, filling you with peace and strength, and a long, slow exhale, letting go of everything that is not you. One more time. Breathe in life. Breathe out illusion. Now, I want you to place your right hand over the center of your chest, over your heart space. Feel the warmth of your own hand. This is the seat of your connection, the altar of your soul. Beneath your hand is a wisdom older than time, a love that has no beginning and no end. For too long, you have been taught to live in your head, in the world of thoughts, plans, and anxieties. It is time to come home to your heart. Feel the gentle rhythm of your own heartbeat. That is the drum of life, a constant, faithful rhythm that has been with you from the very beginning. Each beat is a declaration. I am alive. I am here. I have purpose. Just rest in that feeling for a moment. No need to think. No need to analyze. Just feel. Feel the life force within you. This is the truth. This is what is real. Now in the silence of your heart, I want you to listen. Not with your ears, but with your feeling. Beneath the chatter of your mind, there is a stillness. And in that stillness, there is a quiet whisper, a gentle knowing. It has always been there, though the noise of the world often drowns it out. This is your inner guidance. This is the divine spark speaking directly to you. This is the voice that never lies. It may not speak in words. It may be a feeling of peace, a sense of clarity, a sudden insight. Whatever it is, trust it. This is your true compass. This is the voice of your soul. I want you to anchor this moment, this connection. We will affirm it together, to give it power and make it real in your life. Repeat these words after me, either in your mind or, if you feel brave enough, aloud. Let the vibration of your own voice make it true. Repeat, I hear the voice. Feel the power in those words. You are not deaf to the spirit. You are not lost. The guidance you seek is already within you. All you must do is create the silence to hear it. This connection you feel right now is real. It is your lifeline, your anchor in the coming storm. Hold on to it, nurture it, return to it every day, even for just a minute. It will grow stronger, the voice will become clearer, your path will illuminate before you. Now, take one last deep breath in, and as you exhale, slowly, gently, open your eyes. Welcome back, but you are not the same person who closed their eyes a few moments ago. You have remembered. Now that you have felt it, you must decide what to do with it. Part 6. The voice that echoes beyond time. Approx 900 words. What you just heard, what you just felt in that moment of stillness, was not just your own intuition. You tapped into something ancient and eternal. My voice, these words traveling to you across 900 years, is not just the story of one woman. I was a channel, a conduit, just as you are a conduit. The same living light that poured into me is the light that resides in your own heart. The same voice of truth that I struggled to capture in music and in writing is the voice that whispers to you in your quietest moments. Think of it like this. The divine is a great ocean of light and love, and each of us is a unique vessel, designed to hold and express a part of that ocean. I was one kind of vessel. You are another, but the water, the essence, is the same. The message has not changed. The message is, and has always been, remember your divinity, remember your connection, remember your power to choose love over fear. The language changes, the messengers change, but the truth is eternal. You are listening to me now, through a technology I could not have possibly imagined, a miracle of glass and lightning. Yet, the connection is as real as if we were sitting in the same stone cell, illuminated by a single candle. Why? Because the heart is a portal that transcends time and space. When a message is spoken from the heart, it is received by the heart, without distance or delay. You are not just receiving information, you are participating in a timeless conversation, a lineage of awakening that has been passed down from soul to soul through the ages. You are now a part of that lineage. By opening your heart to this message, you have picked up a torch that has been carried through millennia. It is a torch of hope, of wisdom, of a belief in the unconquerable light within humanity. It is now your turn to hold it high, not just for yourself, but as a beacon for others who are still lost in the dark. How do you do this? Not by preaching or arguing. You do it by living the truth you have felt. You do it by choosing peace when others choose conflict. You do it by offering compassion when others offer judgment. You do it by trusting the voice in your heart when the world screams for you to obey its commands. Your very presence, when anchored in this truth, becomes a transformative force. You become the living message. You become the proof that there is another way to be. This is not about achieving perfection. I was far from perfect. I was plagued by doubt and illness my entire life. It is about being willing to listen, willing to trust, willing to be a vessel for something greater than your small, fearful self. The divine does not ask for your perfection. It asks for your permission. It asks for your open and willing heart. Do you feel the truth in this? The resonance. It is the feeling of coming home. It is the recognition of something you have always known, deep down. It is the release of a burden you did not even realize you were carrying. The burden of believing you had to figure everything out on your own. You do not. You are part of a great symphony, a divine plan that is unfolding in perfect time. Your only task is to listen for your note and to play it with all your heart. Return and listen to this section again if you feel something spoke directly to your heart. Let the words wash over you until they become a part of you. This is not a lesson to be memorized. It is a vibration to be embodied. You are the echo of the voice that has been speaking since the beginning of time. But there is something that only you can decide now. Part 7. The moment of choice. Approx 1,000 words. We arrive now at the heart of the matter, the turning point. For you listening, this is the moment where the path diverges. Everything up to this point has been a preparation, an awakening of a memory within you. But a memory is not enough. A feeling is not enough. There must be a choice, a conscious, deliberate act of your will. This is the gift and the great responsibility of being human, the power to choose. The vision I was shown was not of a future set in stone. It was a vision of a probability, a powerful current pulling humanity in a certain direction. But human choice is the one force in the universe that can defy any current, that can chart a new course. The choice is presented to every single soul in a million different ways, every single day. But there are moments, like this one, where the choice becomes intensely focused, where a single yes or no from the heart can change the entire trajectory of a life. Before you stands a portal. It is not a visible gate of light, but a doorway in consciousness. On one side is the world you have known, the world of struggle and confusion, of fleeting joys and persistent anxieties, the world of the cold fire, of the sleeping masses under the veil. It is familiar. It is predictable in its pain. To stay on this side requires nothing. You only need to do what you have always done. Doubt the whisper in your heart, believe the fears in your mind, and continue to seek fulfillment where it can never be found. On the other side of the portal is the unknown. It is the narrow path I saw climbing toward the light. It is a path of truth, of authenticity, of purpose. It promises not a life without challenges, but a life where challenges become fuel for your growth. It promises not an absence of pain, but the alchemy to turn your pain into wisdom. It promises not comfort, but a deep and unshakable peace that the world can neither give nor take away. To step through this portal requires one thing: courage. The courage to let go of who you think you are, in order to become who you were always meant to be. The portal does not remain open forever. There is an urgency to this moment, a cosmic tide that is now at its peak. This is the time to gather your will, to call upon all the strength of your spirit, and to make your stand. Will you remain in the land of the sleeping, or will you answer the call and step into the land of the awakening? Will you be a victim of the changing times, or will you be a conscious co-creator of the new world that is being born? Listen, can you hear it? The final note of the trumpet is about to sound. It is a note of separation, a final call that solidifies the choice. After it sounds, it will become much harder to cross from one path to the other. The energies will diverge. Those who have chosen the light will be accelerated in their journey, and those who have chosen to remain in illusion will find that illusion becoming denser, more convincing, more difficult to escape. This is not a punishment. It is simply the consequence of free will. The universe honors your choice, whatever it is. So choose now. In the quiet sanctuary of your heart, make your decision. There is no middle ground. To not choose is to choose the old way, the way of sleep. The choice for the light must be active, intentional, and total. It is a commitment of your entire being to the path of remembering. It is a sacred vow you make to your own soul. Close your eyes for one last second. See the portal before you. Feel the pull of the familiar on one side and the call of your soul on the other. Take a deep breath and step through. Make the choice. Say yes to your own awakening. Yes to the light. Yes to the journey home. If this message has touched you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. You may be the catalyst for their own choice, the voice that awakens them in their final hour of decision. And that is why the next vision changed everything. Part 8. Light After the Veil. Approx. 1100 words. For those who made the choice, for those who stepped through the portal with courage in their hearts, the vision that followed was one of indescribable beauty and grace. After the piercing light of the trumpet, after the stark reality of the choice, came the dawn. It was a vision of what awaits on the other side of the veil, and it is the promise that I have held in my heart for you for all these centuries. Once the choice is made, the struggle does not cease, but its nature changes. You are no longer fighting against the darkness, but rather learning to dance in the light. And this light is unlike the first, piercing light of truth. This is a light that embraces. It is the light of 1,000 sunrises, soft and golden, a light that holds you, that knows your name, that celebrates your return. It is the light of pure, unconditional love. It is the feeling of coming home after a long and arduous journey. In this light, the cold fire at the roots of the great tree is extinguished. In its place, a warmth spreads through the earth, a liquid light that flows up into the roots, healing the frostbitten connections, and surging up the trunk into every branch, every stem. I saw the leaves of the tree, which had been brown and curled, begin to unfurl. A vibrant, impossible green spread through them, glowing with a life force that was no longer just of the earth, but of the heavens as well. The tree of humanity began to shimmer, to radiate a gentle luminescence, a harmony that healed not only itself, but the very air around it. This is the promise of your choice. You are not choosing a path of lonely struggle. You are choosing to become a part of this healing. You are choosing to allow this liquid light to flow through you, to heal your own wounds, and in doing so, to become a source of healing for the world. The anxieties that once plagued you begin to lose their grip. The fears that kept you small begin to seem like distant dreams. You begin to remember the joy of simple existence, the warmth of the sun, the sound of the wind, the miracle of a single breath. The world does not magically transform around you, but your perception of it does. You begin to see the divine spark in everyone, even those who are still lost in shadow. Your heart, once guarded and afraid, begins to open. Compassion flows from you naturally, not as an effort, but as an overflow of the love that now fills you. You no longer need the world to validate you, because you feel your intrinsic worth in every cell of your being. You are a child of the divine, a precious part of creation, and that knowing is enough. It is more than enough. It is everything. This is the rebirth. It is the shedding of the old skin of fear and limitation, and the emergence of your true luminous self. You do not become someone new. You become the person you always were, beneath all the layers of conditioning and pain. It is a return to your original innocence, but an innocence now armed with wisdom and strength. Do not imagine this is a distant paradise to be earned after a lifetime of strife. This embrace of light begins the moment you make the choice. You will feel it as a new sense of peace, a quiet joy that bubbles up for no reason, a feeling of being guided and protected. The journey is still a journey, with mountains to climb and valleys to cross, but you will no longer walk it alone. You will feel the presence of this loving light with you, every step of the way. You will know, without a doubt, that you are on the right path. If you have made it this far, write in the comments, "I will see it through to the end." This is your promise to yourself and to the great work that is unfolding. You are a lamplighter in the dawn of a new era. Your light is needed. Your courage is the fuel. Your love is the victory. And if you have come this far, you must hear the final whisper. Part 9. Prophetic closing and hook for the next video. Approximately 1,000 words. The journey does not end here. This is not an ending, but a graduation. You have passed through the gate. You have stepped into the dawn. Now, the real adventure begins. The adventure of building a new world, not from the outside in, but from the inside out. You are the foundation. Your consciousness, your peace, your love. These are the building blocks of the new earth. So I leave you with this final prayer, this decree for your journey forward. May you remember the feeling of the light's embrace in your moments of doubt. May you hear the true voice in your heart when the world's noise becomes deafening. May you feel your indestructible connection to the great tree of life when you are tempted to believe you are alone. May your feet walk the earth, but may your spirit soar in the heavens. You are a bridge, a sacred link between what is above and what is below. Live this truth. Breathe this truth. Be this truth. The veil has been torn, not just for you, but for the world. More and more souls will be waking up, confused and disoriented, like someone emerging from a long, dark cinema into the bright sun. Be a gentle presence for them. You do not need to preach. Your peace will be your sermon. Your compassion will be your doctrine. Your light will show them the way without a single word. Be the harbor for those who are tossed by the storms of change. What I have shared with you is but the first page of a great book. It is the key that opens the door. But what lies in the rooms beyond? The visions did not stop with the dawn. I was shown the challenges of the new era, the gifts that would be unlocked in humanity, the new relationship between heaven and earth that is waiting to be forged. The story is far from over. In fact, it has just begun. You are now a keeper of this flame. Protect it, nurture it. Let it grow until it becomes a blazing sun within you, a light that no shadow can extinguish. You have everything you need within you. You are complete. You are whole. You are ready. Walk forward from this moment not in fear of what is ending, but in joyous anticipation of what is beginning. You were born for this time. Your entire soul's journey has led you to this now. I will return. There are other visions to share, other secrets of the living light that must be revealed for the times ahead. What was shown about the healing of the earth itself, about the new abilities that will awaken in the children of light, about the final symphony of creation, These are things that can only be understood once you have stepped firmly onto this path. But Hildegard has not yet said everything. What comes next will be even greater. Subscribe and prepare your heart. The greatest chapter is yet to be written, and you are holding the pen. Go now and live in the light.